Hey everybody, it's Marty the JavaScript party. I'm my buddy Rhett. Here is a nut for her. Seems to really want it this morning. She was whining at me. So it is December 1st, Monday morning. We are the last month of the year. We in the U.S., I believe we are 31 days away. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're 31 days away from, well, 30 days away from New Year's. Now, I believe they have different New Year's in other countries and stuff like that. And then, as an interesting factoid, my understanding is New Year's used to be in March 31st in the United States, up until about, I don't know, 16 or maybe 1700s. And then it got moved over to the first, to January 1st. So I believe March 31st used to be the first day of the New Year. So that's why a lot of times when you read stuff and they're talking about the beginning of the year or whatever, it doesn't quite make sense because the weather doesn't quite line up with our weather. Anyways, so I'm working on a very abstract bug right now. And that bug is that when I hit this and I hit add a viz and then I go into here and I hit update, I'm at update number 1. But, well, here, there's a little number 1 up here because this is the first one. But when I come in here, and I hit delete, and then I add a new one to update, I hit update, I'm at update 14. So what that basically means is I created 13 IDs, and then I deleted, and hopefully I deleted everything properly. And then, if I didn't, I'll have a memory leak, and that is, I want to avoid that at all costs. But then when it comes back, I've already used 13 IDs, and I would rather it recycle the IDs. So this is not my first attempt at it, and the last time I went down this path, I ended up going down one rabbit hole after another rabbit hole after another rabbit hole, because it was just like, oh, this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense. So now, then I kind of got finished a rabbit hole, and I was like, okay, I'm done, declared victory, moved on to a new problem, and so I worked on that new problem, and now I'm back, and that was kind of a nice break, and now I'm back to this again. This time I've started to work on it. I did get a little confused at one point because I was trying to delete the renderer ID. So the renderer ID is 1. But I found myself to a point where I was deleting something, but it wasn't a renderer, it was a component. And so the component ID was like 9 or something like that. So let's just go back to this view, go to this view, hit refresh. I believe I've created some nice little F12. Hit the F12 button to get the tools up. And I believe I've made some good, useful console logs. Alright, so this is where we generated our visualization ID of 9. Okay, so that is supposed to be... Oh, I created a new visualization ID for 1. And I generated a new visualization ID number 9. And then we added it in. As you can see, I have visualization ID number 9. But if I open this up, I have... Oh, 9. I have renderer ID of number 1. So the renderer ID seems to be a thing. It seems to be the core, the base piece of all of this. And then, so we have a visualization ID of 9. We also have a component ID of 8. So, is component visualization. So when I delete this thing, I'm in effect deleting the renderer, right? That's the thing. To us, it's a visualization. And I guess that's where things get confused. But the renderer is the thing that actually creates it. So now since I'm creating 9 and all that, I want to recycle the visualization ID number 9 when I delete it. And I believe I have a comment here where it gets deleted. So this is where we requested to delete renderer number 1. this is where the visualization for renderer number 1 is deleted. So that's on visualization service 452, and then at 455, that's where it actually ends up getting deleted. And we kind of delete it in sort of a roundabout way of basically saying creating a filter and using an array, advanced array function called filter, that will take an array and remove stuff. But the thing is we don't want to just blindly remove it. We also want to delete its visualization ID when we do that. And this is where we're deleting visualizations, not renderers. It's really easy to get those things convoluted in our head. My brain, or at least the way my brain sort of works. Snoopy. Stop. So, yeah, in my brain, those things sort of get meshed up pretty easy. So, and I don't know, that might be like, yeah, I just need to kind of get it straight in my head. I think it could possibly be that that's happening. So at this point, yeah, see, we do this renderer, but we actually want to delete. This would be the point to also delete the visualization ID, because really all we're doing, updating is visualizations here. Now, understanding how that cascading effect of deletes would be actually very useful. It would be really nice to have that easily determined, but that would probably be another big rabbit hole that I just don't have the energy for. But I believe we can do a const visualization, and it's an ST visualization. It's very important that we keep that stuff. Snoopy, stop. I'm gonna have to throw him out again. Equals this dot filtered visual. Okay, this dot find. No, this dot st visualizations dot find. So with find, what you do is you give it a function, and if that function returns true, it will actually return the visualization that matched it. And I don't know what find sends. My suspicion is it sends, oh yeah, so it sends the value. I'm gonna have to throw Snoopy out. I'll be right back. Come on, Snoopy, out. Go out and scratch all you want up there. Guess I should probably spray him. Like, I think what's happened is it's gotten so much colder here, and it's generally very, very humid here in Atlanta, but it is a bit dry right now, and we're just not used to that. We're used to it being a lot wetter. So I think that what I should do is I should take a mist and spray it. The problem with that is it is cold, so getting sprayed with mist would also make you cold. So I don't know. But so this accepts 3 arguments. We don't have to take all 3 of them, but it looks like it will send a ST visualization, the index, and the whole list. And so what we want to do is take our visualization, we need to come up with sort of a naming convention for object. Item. I think I'm just going to try to always add the word item in this situation. It is extremely helpful to strongly type this if convenient, because then, like, in the future when you're trying to work on things, what'll happen is you'll end up with in the future you'll end up with, when I'm trying to do maintenance, it'll just be a lot easier to come to speed if I have this here. So what I want to do is return st visualization item dot st renderer ID equals st renderer ID. So basically, when this thing gets a true, I believe it will send the entire object back. So let's see, console log. The st viz that is about to be deleted. And then st visualization. F12. We hope not. We hope not, Rhett. We hope not. Okay, so now we're going to delete it. And I'm looking for that. Oh, this is where we added. Did I not save it? I did save it. I'm looking for this. The st viz that is about to be deleted. But I did not see it in there. This is where we just at the top. This is where the visualization for renderer is deleted. And 453. So we get here. So log. There's not an error or anything. Oh, that's not it. Okay, although it is weird that we don't see that big all caps. Maybe we do. Console log. Oh yeah, that's that. Okay. So got confused again. Maybe this delete. So I thought 469. Okay, so we hit 455. Oh, okay. Filter visual. This filter visualization. I don't know. I'm very confused. Okay, so prune. Okay, so this is okay. So I got confused. This is where I need to be working. I don't know what this is. Now I'm a little worried about like, does this code even need to be here at all? But it's this guy right here. This new visualizations. Okay, this is where it gets reset. Okay. So here, basically, we need to do this exact code. So we're going to copy that, cut that out of there. And we're going to put this here. Control-V. Save. So that is the visualization that needs to be deleted. 9 is the one. So it's this guy right here that we want to recycle this ID right here because it's about to be deleted. Right, because this is basically what deletes it. New visualizations, updated true. So that's what happens there is this ends up. So this, since it happens here, this is where we want to recycle this visualization ID. So now I'm pretty sure we have the recycling thing. Now I don't know. I think it'll change the ID that we're. So basically, what I'm looking for is to see if I have the recyclable service, yeah. And see, I guess I do have when I think in parallel because I was literally talking in parallel about two different things there. But so we're gonna do this dot boom dot recycle ID is equal to st visualization dot st visualization ID. So that will I guess we're going to say if. So it's catching that, hey, there may not be a visualization. It is an optional field. Now this would be weird if the visualization ID is 0, because that would come back as false too. Well, I don't know with the question mark. And if you're ever curious what this would do, you can always take this code and copy this and go to something called the TypeScript Playground. And click in there. Control A, Control V. Okay, so it's going to check that it's null. Oh, okay, so it does check that it's not 0 too. So this makes me think that it will actually allow a 0 through. So TypeScript Playground will take TypeScript and turn it into JavaScript, which is can be very useful at times if you're trying to figure out what's going to happen. You're not quite sure what's going to happen, some subtle thing. So theoretically, before I make this change, basically, let's reload. Add viz. Delete the viz. Add viz. Update. So we're in update 8. Oh, interesting. So I think if we so in that exact same scenario, I believe it will be some other number. If we actually recycle it. So now I guess as I move through these views, the new update number is changing too. So that'll be probably another thing that we're gonna have to deal with is like, I'm creating something that I shouldn't be creating just as you move through, and that's why the animations get faster and faster and faster as you do stuff. All right, so let's see what happens. Delete, update. It's still 8. Huh. So let's go over here to recycle ID. So this is supposed to, we have a recycled IDs list, and then this is supposed to look for that. So I guess this is where we need to look next. It is 8:52, so I'm just going to do this. Console.log. And I was actually just thinking today that we probably should do something like if all IDs have been recycled, just delete the recycled IDs and start from scratch again. So like in the scenario where we go and we delete something, there are no outstanding non-recycled IDs. So it seems like then we want to delete the array and then do that. So F12. So right now we have no recycled IDs. Okay, that's weird. It's weird that we have a recycled ID for a second there. That was wild. Okay, so that's another thing that we'll probably have to figure out, why it's taking an ID and then recycling it. Okay, so now let's go into this view. So it's weird. Recycled ID of 8 got recycled for some reason. Delete. Okay, so this is where we add it, right? So I just want to put a break here and just see if we have any add this. Do we have any recycled IDs? Yes. Okay, so we did in fact delete 9, right? We generated 9 and recycled ID is at 9. And apparently we recycled 8 for some reason. I don't really know what's going on there, but and this is kind of cool because it does give us sort of a centralized place to look at that. But I would say that we can call that a victory. We are in fact recycling 9. I believe it's going to, 1 hasn't been recycled, so it's definitely not going to use that. I believe it'll use 8 for the beginning of the next one. Delete. Run. So do I add a new one? Is that what I just did? Yes, I did. I guess I added a new one. I wonder what it is. So it's 8 is the beginning of the new one. So I think that is right. No, I don't think we're quite to being worth creating a commit for this. But we probably should get rid of all the console logs because I think visual ID is now officially being recycled. I'm declaring a victory. It may not be, but I'm declaring a victory. It's 8:55, so I'm going to have to call it a morning so I can start work in a few minutes. Should be a very, I don't know. I know we have sprint planning today, and sprint planning is always very interesting. So it looks like I added a line there and deleted a line here. Save that. Do I have anything going on in here? This, boy, I'll tell you, I probably need to. I'll probably end up spending a bunch of time getting this to be a little bit more viewable because I think that was very powerful, being able to add those things. I'm going to leave that for now in there. And so tomorrow, I guess the thing is maybe I don't know, we're going to figure out the next one that we wanted to go after. I think that a visualization ID, so let me go back over here, is it here? Here, yeah, let's look at this. Yeah, an ST visualization has another thing. Go to definition. So we are taking care of the visualization ID. Right. But it also has a component ID. So maybe that'll be the next one. It kind of seems like visualization is, I think render is at the top though. Right, so maybe it makes sense to sort of work our way down this way. This thing has a scene ID, a camera ID, and a renderer ID. So that's its ID, a camera ID, a scene ID, and and so maybe it makes sense. I think camera doesn't have any children, so we could probably make sense to see where we delete the camera. When we go to delete the camera, see this doesn't have any other IDs in it, so this is sort of the end of a path. So maybe it makes sense to figure out where that camera gets deleted from a camera list. So theoretically it should. If it's not being worked that way, we need to recode. We need to refactor for that. But somewhere there's a list of cameras, and that list of cameras, we should be deleting things when we delete the renderer that uses it, and then we should be recycling its ID. So I think that's probably the place to go. Let's see. So maybe I'll put a little comment here. Make sure this ID is being recycled. Again, it would kind of make sense to make a commit at this point, but I would rather. It seems like maybe doing all these in one commit might be a good idea too. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.